good, YouTube? It's Rage Real. So in today's video, I want to show you guys this single back bunch ace mini scheme in Madden 23. So if you enjoyed the video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So this is going to be a full scheme. Well, I say full scheme, but I'm going to give you guys about 3 different plays and show you 3 different setups. 2 of those plays are going to be bomb type of setups, but the thing that's unique about this formation is that you can actually bomb different coverages from both sides of the field with 2 different motions, and you'll see what I'm saying in a minute. But a sub actually asked me to do bunch ace, so that's why I'm doing this. And if you ever want me to do a formation or do something, let me know in the comments, because next video or one of the videos soon, I'm actually gonna put out 5 tips to be a better Madden player, because there is a sub who asked me if I can give them a tip, and that's what I'm going to do. So if you guys want me to do anything, any formation in particular, just let me know in the comments and just drop a like on the video. That's how I know you guys are actually engaged. And I know Madden 24 is coming out, so be expecting these type of videos all the way up until Madden 24. So if you're new to this channel, I do current gen and I do next gen, so just make sure you're on the lookout for both of them. And also ebooks, I have a website, allthingsmadden.com. The link is in the description. I still appreciate you guys rocking with me even in June for buying ebooks. It really does mean the world to me. So if you're curious about what I have, please go on my website. The link is in the description, allthingsmadden.com. But without further ado, let's go on and dive right into this. So we are inside the Patriots offensive playbook. Again, we're in the Patriots offensive playbook. Now, bunch ace is in tons of formations, but there's only about 2 different playbooks that actually have all the plays you're about to see me break down. And I'm going to show you why I like the Patriots playbook. So first and foremost, this run play right here, HB Wham, is extremely good, and I'm going to show you how I like to use it. So this is why bunch ace is good, because this run play right here is actually really great. Now also what I love too, the inside zone is a simple but effective run play as well. And also the counter Y is really great if they're doing a lot of zone blitzing or if they're doing a lot of just man coverage. They're good for both. And also inside zone split, it's okay. It just depends on what defense they're running, but you really want to run halfback wham until they're tired of it and mix it in with the inside zone and then the counter. And then when we start running these other plays, it's going to be really dominant. Now, there's a lot of plays in this formation, but I'm only going to pick 3. And for example, the plays I'm not doing but are still good is tight end angle, PA counter waggle, and 4 verticals is obviously a really good. And also dig return. You can create a lot of nice concepts out of dig return. Now, the plays I'm going to talk about in this video is going to be Z spot. We're also going to talk about bunch dig, and finally we're going to talk about PA fork shot. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is remember which one I want to come out in first. So to come out in first, we're actually going to come out in, where is it, Z spot right here. Now, a lot of you guys who are vets on my channel know that I choose the Packers defense a lot to actually showcase schemes, and the reason why is because they have one of the best sound defenses in the game as far as, you know, speed, overall, you know, those things. So that's why I use the Packers a lot. So just wanted to make sure you guys did know that. So as far as defense, I'll show you guys versus the basic coverages you'll see, which it'll be cover 4 drop. You're gonna see some cover 3. You're gonna see some cover 2. Now what I'm gonna do is take out Storm Brave 1, because you're not gonna see that realistically. Most of the time you're going to see, as you guys know, you guys are vets, so you should know what I'm looking for. Pinch bucko is what you're mainly going to see. You're going to see man coverage with purples when people want to play that. You're going to see a man blitz. You're going to see standard / zone drop cover 3. You're going to see standard / zone drop cover 2. And you're going to see standard cover 4 drop. That's just how it is on this game. So let's go to cover 4 drop. Now, when you run this offense, I believe it's most important and more effective to run this offense with your 3 receivers to the short side of the field. Now, I know that sounds crazy because normally your bunch style is going to be to the wide side, but just trust me, I like having this solo receiver to the wide side, and I'll show you why in a second. But first and foremost, I want to show you this wham play. So let me kind of put the cursor, well, the controller on a cornerback, so that way we can kind of see the interior inside of here. Now, normally I like to ID the user. So normally the user is going to be either this guy or this guy normally. So just whichever one you want. Now, this is kind of important, okay? So I like to kind of do some dummy hot routes, you know, maybe I'm practice mode, so now gonna let me. So I like to do maybe 2 or 3 dummy hot routes, And what I do is I click on the tight end right here. Make sure you don't click on your lineman. So notice how I'm clicked on the lineman. Make sure you don't do that, because if you're playing a savvy player who understands the game well, they're going to know you're running the ball. They're going to know you're bluffing. So try not to click on the offensive lineman. But what you want to do is you want to find this tight end, and then you want to click it. And then I like to go back to the quarterback if you can. If you can't, it's okay. If you want to stay on the tight end, stay on him. But your user can see, your opponent can see where you're clicking at. So that's why I like to actually click on the tight end, snap the ball, and then it's going to look like I'm motioning him. Now, it's not going to be like, you know, if you're playing somebody who's pretty good, they're going to kind of understand that it's the halfback wham, because they're going to know the play. But I love to mix that running with all the rest of the runs. It works really great. Just that wham is just extremely good. And again, I run it one more time. The reason why it's good is because they do a really good job on that D tackle. So Kenny Clark is an excellent D tackle on here. And just notice how he's just a non-factor. And that's normally how it is, because the little inside stuff doesn't activate. So you're just able to get really good yards on it. So that's why I like that play, okay? Now, that's the only run play we're talking about. So from this point on, we're talking about passing concepts, okay? Now, this play, there's tons of setups you can do. You have a corner route right here. But what we're going to do is we're going to take circle. We're going to put them on a streak. And also, this is an option route, and I'll show you how this option route works here in a second. So what we're going to do is take circle, put them on a streak. I like to smart route X's route. So notice how we smart route is ran a little bit deeper. So I'm going to unsmart route it so you can see. Now, it's just a little bit, but it might not look like it make a difference, but trust me, it does make a difference. So I like to take R1, put him on a curl, and then we're going to take our tight end right here and motion him across. Now, you can motion snap it if you want to, but I'm going to let him set for a second because I want to spy these two right here. And I'm only spying because I am on all Madden practice mode, okay? That is the only reason I'm spying them, because I just need you to see what this play looks like when it's developed, okay? So right there, that's going to be your read, and I've kind of talked to you about your read progressions and replay really quick. And then we're going to keep this video moving because I got a lot I need to show you guys in a little bit amount of time. So I love this curl route right here because we're going to create kind of a triangle effect. So notice how we can kind of connect the triangle right here. And you guys know, if you guys are vets on my channel, you know I love triangle style reads. So the reason why is because this hook zone has to play this. They have to. And this hook zone right here has to play this. Now, if either one of these are your user, you're going to have amazing play. Why is that, real? Because somebody has to guard him. And they're not going to be able to zone drop this. And if they try to zone drop, then there's other plays we can do that expose the zone drops, which you'll see here in a second. But they have to guard one of these. And almost nobody is going to user the safeties and cover for a drop. It just doesn't happen that way a lot of times. And if they do, there's bomb plays in this formation that you're about to see. But anyways, it's a simple style read, and it's going to work just that way against every single coverage. And to kind of prove this, we'll go ahead and move on to cover 3. Now, the only reason I'm spying everybody is only because I'm on all Madden practice mode, and the Packers defensive line is really just that good. So just wanted to make sure I did say that. So anyways, here we go right here with the setup. We're going to take him, motion him across. Now, this is just versus cover 3. And again, like I said, you can motion snap at him, but R1 you're going to read, square you're going to read. And X is so good because he breaks late. Now, normally that doesn't happen with the safety, but that's fine. If I would have just held the ball for half a second longer, then we would have been good. But the reason why I like this is because what's going to happen here, sometimes this guy does break late where they just kind of, you know, it'll be cool because what happens is the user will be sitting right here thinking they have you back because they might be thinking he might be running a corner route or out route, you know, something like that. So normally they'll be sitting right here, and then about time they realize that they're actually running a post, a lot of times they'll be trailing this guy about right here. So you have an option to either just hit that or you could just throw it to where they leave from, you know. So it just creates a really good matchup for us. Now, next thing we're going to talk about is cover 2. So you guys can see how cover 2 reacts. And with cover 2, it's actually a little bit different. So I'm going to set up the same exact thing. Actually, I want to throw this ball out because I want you guys to see that I set up the same exact thing so you can understand that I didn't do anything different. And again, I don't know why practice mode does this. It does it every now and again where they don't show you the setup even though you put it in. So circle on the, they're going to do the same thing. But anyway, circles on the streak, okay? We have X smart routed, R1 on a curl. And then I want you to watch this square route, okay? And keep in mind, I do have it set up correctly. It's just not going to show it. But watch the square route. Watch what he does. Notice how he's going to run out. And what happens here is that you actually have a nice dot that you can actually cook up if you recognize that it's cover 2. So they're going to do that route every single time. Now, I'm not going to go into replay about it, but well, I mean, I'm not going to go extensively into it, but even with this same setup, it's still really great because what happens here is that we actually have this guy that's going to get open. I will show you that, but you could tell he's going to get open, and also he does break open as well just because the cornerback does not go deep enough. And if they zone drop again, we have other setups that we can hit. So last thing I'm going to show you with this particular setup is that this little post route is going to clear over the top of zone drop. So hopefully I actually get what I'm looking for here. Okay, they're actually going to let me set it up correctly this time. So this is what, you know, the same setup I was showing you guys. But anyway, we're going to go and snap the ball here. And again, square, you see he can get open. But what I wanted you to see, normally X doesn't get beat up that way. But just wanted you to see that he's going to get way over the top of that zone drop. So we have 2 options in cover 2 that we can expose every single time, right? All right, now last thing I want you to take a look at is man coverage. So to make all of our lives easier, I'm just gonna spy these people, but you're not gonna need to spy all these people, okay? I'm only doing this just because it's all Madden practical, and we're gonna press too. So versus man coverage, there's a couple things I like to do. So I like to always block my tight end for sure. Now I like to take circle. I normally put him on a slant or a drag, and then I'll actually just take this guy and motion him across. And what's gonna happen here, square actually should run a post. So sometimes I do like to do this because look at the spacing that we create. So you know, it's both of them running a post, but we create good separation. So in case you need a kind of a breakdown on this play, anytime it's cover 3 or cover 4 drop style, he's going to run a hitch route, basically like a curl. If it's cover 2, he's going to break out to a corner, and if it's man coverage or man match, he's actually going to run a post. So like I said, this is good because we get the good separation. So a user can't guard both of these. That's why I like it, because the user is either going to have to be here with his user, or he's going to have to be up top, which you could turn around and get baited. So just be careful. But if you don't want that to happen, you can actually just take I'll go ahead and show you this one here, and this is probably going to end up being about an 18-minute video or so. I'm gonna try to speed it up after this, but I really love this as a base play. That's why I'm taking my time with this one. So we'll rush one person to keep everything consistent. All right, now there's a couple things you can do. What I would probably suggest you do is I like to take circle, still put him on a slant, and I'll take X and put him on a drag, and then block our tight end and then motion them across. So we have a drag, a slant, and then we have our little post route by square. So as you can tell, I mean, he got really beat up and everything, but you want your best route runner there, because, you know, if you don't have your best route runner, he's probably gonna get bagged. So just keep that in mind, okay? So next thing I want to talk about is bunch dig. So bunch dig, there's a lot of great setups out of this, but one of the ones that I like the most is taking X, motion them across. We're gonna put them on a streak. Now you have 2 options. Either you can run it like this, where we're gonna have a delay out route and our tight end blocking, or if you don't believe they're gonna blitz, take R1, put them on a drag, and that's gonna open up this circle route versus every single coverage if you put R1 on the drag, okay? So this is a bomb setup, but you don't have to throw the bomb. You can definitely just dink and dunk, and I'll show you that right now. So basically you can have triangle if you want them, R1, but square, you need to read it, okay? It's a read, so please do not throw a pick on this. It's a read, so I'm gonna explain that in the replay, so when you run this offense, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about, okay? But first and foremost, what I was telling you is if they start zone dropping, you have this out the gate almost every single time if they start zone dropping. Also, right here, this in route is going to get wide open versus every single zone coverage. Because of this drag route, they're automatically going to play down on it, which means you have this setup right here to expose it. Now, what you have to read is this guy right here. You have to pay attention. If he runs straight past him, throw this ball every single time. There's some times where he's not going to do it, where he's actually going to come back and trail him. And at that case, don't do it. So I'm gonna call this play one more time, and I'm hoping he's gonna do what I just explained to you, where he'll kind of trail it and it's not open, because it's a good setup, but sometimes the safety does play it correctly. That's only sometimes. It depends on a lot of things. So let's see right here. So notice how he run past them, but you can tell it's pretty consistent as long as you get him to run past them. There are times where it doesn't work exactly like that, but 8 times out of 10, you're gonna be able to do what I just did right there. So next thing we're gonna look at is cover 3, and I'm gonna show you the same setup. So what we're gonna do is go back to bunch dig. We're all on bunch dig, right? Yeah, my game's doing that thing again. I don't know what it is. When I get in practice mode, it doesn't do it as much. It seems like as soon as I turn on the camera and I'm ready to record, that's when it starts wanting to do it the most. But again, I think it's important for you guys to see the setup, you know. So I'm not gonna sit there and waste time on it. So it's bunch dig, and also it helps me out when I'm able to see the setup too. So let's try one more time. Then after that, I'm just gonna have to just remember it and just keep going. But it helps me out because there's a lot of setups I have to give you guys, but I have to see them to be able to remember which ones I need to give you next. So this is how I try to give you the most, but it's just gonna keep doing it. But anyway, we're gonna take X, put them on a streak, motion them across, and that's an R1 on a drag. And again, I hate that it does this for you guys because now it's correct. So I have no idea. But anyways, this setup right here is gonna work versus every single coverage. Triangle, you can have them if you want. Now square is gonna be kind of a tough read against cover 3. That's why I wanted to show you. So you can throw this versus cover 3 and then still split it. But now there's another cover 3 beater that I really love that I want to show you. But I just wanted to prove a point to you. So anytime we put R1 on a drag, this guy's going to get wide open. So you don't have to wait for this guy, okay? Just keep that in mind. You don't have to wait. So if you're getting blitzed or something, you don't have to wait. And the reason why I like this play too is because we have 2 quick options. So if they're doing a zone blitz where they're not putting hard flats or something, we can actually just have these right out the gate. So just keep that in mind. And also keep in mind, you can block your tight end. You don't need to release him. It's just that this route won't get as open. But anyways, you see this little gap here? So you want to throw this ball in this gap right here because this cornerback is going to kind of widen out. And it creates this nice little seam right here that you can throw. You want to possession catch it, but it's going to be a tight window, but I promise you can fit that ball in there. So next thing I want to show you is cover 2. So we actually have a 1-play touchdown for cover 2 with bunch dig. So all you want to do is, I like to motion this guy out for bunch dig. I like to take X, put him on an out route. Smart route is out route. And that's all you need to do. And what's going to happen here, as long as I get enough time, we'll try to step up. You see square is going to get wide open for a 1-play touchdown. I just ran out of time, honestly. So love that setup right there. Now, versus man coverage, since I need to move this video a little faster for you guys. So for man coverage, what I like to do, we're going to spy this guy right here. We're going to go back to bunch dig. Hopefully let me see. Okay, cool. So bunch dig, technically, you could technically run it just like this. But there's a couple things I like to do. So I would take X right here, put him on a slant, and then I'll take circle, put him on a drag. Now, this is if your opponent's heavy blitzing you and you need quick options. So I'll go ahead and take him, motion him across, and now we're gonna have the slant to drag, you know, to post concept. So that's how it'll work. And square is gonna have to be your #1 receiver. Now, Devontae Parker is obviously not just gonna get the job done. But another setup that you can also do is you could just technically just motion this guy across right here, and you can just run it just like this. Let's see, we go to man coverage right here. So I'm probably gonna get blitzed that, but triangle, you know, you see you can have that, you can have X, you can have the post, and you can have the dig route. You just need time in the pocket, okay? And I'm trying to move a little faster because I wanted this video to get done a little bit faster. But last play right here is gonna be PA fork, okay? Now this is a really great play right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take R1, we're gonna put him on a streak, and then we're gonna take square. I like to put him on a hitch, and then we're gonna motion circle out. Now this is good because this setup right here will beat every coverage in the game. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you that right here. So I love square on a hitch because we have an option to read. So you wanna wait for circle, and you wanna throw him over the top right there. Now I know what you're thinking, Real, that's a scary throw. Yes, I am very aware. But cover 4 drop is easier to beat with the bunch dig play, but I just want to show you that you can beat it with this play right here. And there is a tiny bit of a better setup. I believe if you take X, just put him on a streak and then square on the in route, I believe it opens it up a lot better versus cover 4 drop. I can't remember which one was better. So yeah, I think that was it. So you also can do that setup. It's going to get cover 4 drop open a lot easier. So again, I'll go over that setup one more time. And hopefully we get this in 20 minutes. I try not to make my videos too long, but every single time they do. So I really hope you guys just appreciate that it's a little bit longer. But anyway, you want to take X, put him on a streak, square on the hitch. Yeah, X on the streak, square on the hitch, and then go ahead and snap the ball. And again, I'm just showing you again for cover 4 drop so you can see that you can actually throw this. You just need to wait. And that's what I was telling you about. Sometimes they will play it like that. Unfortunately, that's just how they play it sometimes. So just be mindful. If it doesn't get open, then that's why, because it's not a 100% thing. It's just about a 90% thing, but they don't do that often though. But PA fork. Now the next coverage I want to go over is cover 3, because we were talking about cover 4 drop. Now cover 3 is going to get open really nicely. So what we're going to do is take R1, put him on a streak, square on the hitch, And then we're gonna have one play touchdown versus cover 3 every single time. So just kind of pay attention. It's almost like he's gonna go guard it, but he just doesn't. And again, this works because we're on the we have our receivers to the weak side of the field. So PA fork, and we're gonna talk about cover 3 again, and we'll actually press this time just to show you that it doesn't make a difference. Look how far that safeties go down and press. That is crazy. But R1 on the streak, square on the hitch. And again, I like square on the hitch because if it's not open for whatever reason, we have the option to playmaker square. And again, notice how he's gonna kind of act like he's gonna guard it, and then he changes his mind at the last second, like, nah, I'm actually not gonna guard it. Okay, so I just want to show you that. So cover 2, and then we're to look at man coverage, and then that's gonna be the end of this video. So PA fork, like I said, this is versus cover 2. So cover 2, there's a little bit different of a setup. I like to take square, put them on an out route, smart route is out route, and take R1 and put them on the in route and smart route it. I like this setup right here because what's going to happen is it's just a natural cover 2 beater. Like, this is just as natural as it gets. And you're going to pass lead this ball up the field, and then at that point, it's just a foot race between you and the receiver. And I love this setup too because it's just natural. Even in real life, that setup will work just because we're stressing the middle of the field with cover 2. So anyways, that's cover 2. And lastly, we'll take a look at a blitz style setup. And again, I'm only spying people just because I don't want to run this play 5 times. I definitely have to spy Zadarius Smith. But anyways, with this setup right here, really what you want to read is circle, and then I like to take X right here, put them on a slant, and then I'll take square. I'll maybe put them on out route, smart route, just to give me a nice little read, and then I like to just motion them across just like this. So it's simple. We're gonna read between X and square, obviously. So circle is gonna just do a great job normally of getting open. Now that is Jir, so he is gonna bag it. But real quick, I'm gonna take you to replay, show you why I like that setup, and then we're gonna end the video there. Cause sorry, this is a long video, but I hope that you guys found a lot of value out of this. But you can also block this tight end. You don't need the you don't really need this right here, but it can help sometimes. But regardless, you want to read between this slant. And now this route right here, I was telling you it's good because notice how much of a speed burst he gets. Notice he's gonna burst out of there, and a lot of times you'll be able to throw this ball out here and get a nice possession catch. It's just I got a kind of a bad pass lead. I was trying to throw it here, but they kind of made me lead it. They kind of made me let it up the field. God, I can't talk. Anyway, you get the point. That's why I like that route. Also, this out route is really good if you have a great route runner. That's where this out route flourishes at. You can get a nice little pass lead on the inside, nice possession catch. Just depends on who you have out there, honestly. And then the slant is just, you know, matchup based. So anyways, that's the wrap it up for this video though. Sorry it was a long video. Just drop a like if you did enjoy it. And I really try to make my videos shorter, but I have a problem of over explaining things because I really want to make sure you understand what I'm trying to get you to understand. So anyways, that's a wrap it up for this video. I truly appreciate you. I do hope you have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.